Welcome to Rock DIY, or Do It You. If you do it, then it's all you.
OEM, what is it? It stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. In a car, OEM parts would be the official, genuine parts produced for your specific car. Do an internet search for OEM parts for your car. I can guarantee that the majority that come up aren't OEM parts at all. You will be lucky to find any parts that are OEM. There's nothing wrong with non OEM parts if that is what you want, or if it is what you can afford. But when you want OEM, you want OEM. If you get OEM, then you know you're getting them from the original equipment manufacturer. Now, back to the internet. Many sellers like to play with words or be deceptive, such as use the word OEM to pull you into their site. Sometimes it's obvious right away that nothing on the site is OEM. Other times it's not so obvious, and you are led to purchasing the item believing it is OEM, only to find out it isn't when it arrives. You can even do an internet search for a specific OEM part number and get results for many non OEM parts. This same exact thing happens in parts stores. Ever notice that when you go into a parts store that their monitors are always facing towards them? Why is that? If you go in and say you need a part for a 2009 Volkswagen Jetta, they will get any number of results from their computer and give you the price for the most expensive one, and it may not be the OEM one that is the most expensive. If you want an OEM part, then get the part number off the OEM part you are replacing and give the parts store that part number. Be very cautious with these words on websites and packaging in a store. Original, authentic, genuine, replacement, OEM replacement, or official. In some cases, these words may mean OEM, but the majority of the time they don't. It's a play with words to get you to buy and believe these words mean OEM. Let's look at the word original. Anyone can produce a part and call it original. By all means, it is truly original. Authentic, it's no different than original. Genuine, no different than original or authentic. Replacement, I find this word very deceptive. Basically, it means you are getting a non OEM part to replace your OEM part. OEM replacement, it attracts your attention and leads you to believe you are getting an OEM part to replace your OEM part, when in fact you're getting a non OEM part to replace your original OEM part. Official is another very deceptive word. The way I see it is it's an official part for that store, not an official OEM part they are selling. For almost every one of these words, a better term would be aftermarket, because that's really what it is. Aftermarket is a term used for equipment made by another company that a person may use as a replacement. I can see why they don't use aftermarket. OEM is more attractive. Watch out on parts packaging when you see OEM in big letters, but above or below or somewhere else on the package in smaller letters it shows replacement. It's not an OEM part. If you want OEM parts, go to a dealership that has a parts department or go to an official website that sells OEM parts. OEM parts are expensive, and they are definitely more expensive at a dealership. Be careful when you're on a website purchasing items, especially when they use buy now, time running out, 6 hours left, free shipping for next 3 hours, only 2 left in stock, limited stock. These are all an attempt to make you buy it right now. I see this all as a way to get you to look past the fact that it may be non OEM or an aftermarket part, because you as a consumer don't want to pass up a good deal or free shipping. If you still have your original part, keep it until your new part arrives and compare it to the original part. The biggest giveaway will be if the stamped or stickered part numbers don't match. Lighter materials are another giveaway. Poor craftsmanship is also another. I am not trying to convince anyone to only buy OEM. There are some decent non OEM or aftermarket parts on the market. Again, if you want OEM and pay OEM price, then you should get OEM. You shouldn't get anything other than that. I know there is a bunch of deception and trickery in selling non OEM parts on the internet as well as at part stores. And ultimately, I just want everybody to be aware, if you're not already, to avoid the disappointment, the added cost, shipping expense, and uh, wasted time. In my case, I have bought both OEM and non OEM parts, and unfortunately, in many cases, uh, I've been pretty disappointed with non OEM parts. And I've been especially disappointed when what I thought was OEM was non OEM. I bought a third brake light for my truck that I knew was non OEM, low price. The back of the assembly had defective molding. The light bulbs didn't stay in the sockets. On another occasion, I bought a Ford front grille emblem and it was sold as OEM. Uh, the giveaways on this one that it wasn't OEM was it was very light. It had a broken post that was supposed to lock into the grill. It had a different part number embedded on it. It also had a thinner metal cap than the original, and it also didn't even sit flush on my grill. And again, in another case, I purchased some uh, tire pressure monitor sensors for my truck, and the packaging had OEM in uppercase, and then in very small letters it had original and replacement. In either case, uh, it was not an OEM part, and it didn't even work with my truck.
Thanks for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. Please like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks again.